The journey of a student in class 11, 10, 12 is actually like a roller coaster. And especially when the year end approaches, you can swing between different thoughts altogether. When your teacher wants you to focus on the board examination, your parents want you to raise the competitive examination, you're sitting there and wondering, what do I actually want to do? What is the next plan of action? It is a huge transition of life, and no matter what, we always fear missing out that are we doing our best or are we going to get the best? So, few years back, when Sunny, one of my students, he graduated from his high school, he did what everyone was doing and never pondered over what he wanted. So today when he looks back and sees how mismatched his career was for his personality and how that one step, if taken otherwise, would have turned things out so different. Nevertheless, with some guidance and after joining Career Vision Hub, Sunny did manage to find true calling ultimately and stumble upon something that he would love to pursue, that was psychology. But he so wished that probably he could have thought about it earlier and planned it in a better way. So because this realization came to Sunny when he was in college, and he did master in psychology later on, and that's why it's very important that when we are in class 11 and 12, you make the right decision about your career. So this video is particularly for those 16, 17, 18-year-old students who are in class 11 and 12 right now, and this year we are going to cover 6 pieces of advice that could be very powerful for all the class 11-12 students. Hi, I'm Akshay Jalan, working as a senior project manager at IIT Bombay since a decade, where I help students to explore, discover and grow in the career journey scientifically and systematically. I understand that the career selection system in India is faulty, and many students, they not only lose time, effort and money, but also lose motivation because of not choosing the right career option. Also, they need to be aware about the 21st century skill set and a growth mindset they need to possess if they want to be successful in the business world or in the professional world. So for this end, I conduct a webinar, and you can know more about it by going to my website jakshay.com, jakshay.com, where you can register for this webinar. And when you come to this webinar, I'm going to explain to you the secrets of career selection, the role of parents in career selection, and how to develop a mindset and a skill set to grow quickly in the 21st century. Sounds exciting? So go and register for the webinar, and now let's continue with the video. So 6 pieces of career advice for class 11-12 students. And these are the questions that may be bothering you. What is my next plan of action? What do I want actually? Am I missing out something? So let's hear a story. This story is of a student whose name is Sayam. So I wish I had taken some other stream. Science is really not made for me. And this organic chemistry, I need some organic marks, man. The exam's going to be conducted in a few years. These are the words of Satyam, a class 11 student who's appearing for the internal pre-board examinations. And he was up all the night the previous day preparing for the chemistry exam. Every student was required to score a minimum of 65% marks in all the subjects. Failing to do so, they won't be allowed to appear for the final examination. So the exam was going on in the examiner room, and one topper of the class said, "Could you give me 2 extra sheets?" Whole class glared at him with narrow eyes, careful not to catch the eyes of the invigilator. So what's the answer to question number 17? I wrote the Grignard reaction there. Asked one of the students returning from the examination hall. "Dude, actually I just made a benzene ring and added some alcohol to that, which reacted to form you," mumbled Sayam, hardly audible to anyone. He actually hated after such exam discussion. So after he came back from school, Jai, Sayam's neighbor, and his childhood friend visited him, who had just finished his graduation from one of the best engineering colleges and had recently come back home after 4 long years. So Jai was seated at Sayam's study table. The chemistry book was still lying there open. He turned back to greet Sayam. "Hey, I didn't notice you coming. How are you?" asked Jai. Sayam's face was crestfallen. Sayam, though interested in science, was facing difficulty with understanding certain concepts. He had lost hopes of making it to the best engineering colleges, and he was thinking, had I taken some different subjects, my marks would have been better. But he thought it was too late, and just because he's not getting the desired mark, he's not intelligent. Doesn't seem true. So Jay smiled at him. He pointed to the chair beside him and asked Sayam to have a seat. And Jay pulled his chair a little closer to Sayam's and started asking about his studies and career plans. So what Jay shared with Sayam is going to be covered in this particular video. So let's move ahead. The 6 pieces of career advice. The first advice is, not everything you are good at can be your career. A lot of students think that if they excel in one particular subject or one particular thing, that would necessarily lead to a successful career as well. So it's possible, one of the students, he was not that academically oriented, yet he used to top every accountancy paper in the high school. So now he thought that since he was really good at it, he should go and pursue CA. He didn't check the job role or whether it even matches his working style. So because of not making a 360-degree evaluation, he ended up wasting quite some time before realizing that the career will not suit him. The same perspective can be looked at through an example of a student who scores very well in English but has no interest in a career which involves writing or communication. So would it be a good choice for him to enroll in an English honors course? Think about it. So it's not necessarily that just on the subject. If you like a subject, yes, it could be a clue that okay, probably this career could be a good option for me. If I go, if I like accountancy, probably chartered accountancy could be good for me. But it's very important to understand the whole journey of becoming a chartered accountant, what exams, articleships, trainings I need to do to become a chartered accountant. And more importantly, when I become a chartered accountant, what will be my life like? What will be the activities, work activities, interactions I'll be expected to do on a daily basis? That's very important to understand, which was missing in this example that I shared with you. So what can sustain the zeal? It's not always what you're good at, but what can sustain your zeal in the long run so that you can kickstart each day with excitement. So don't force yourself necessarily into a career move just because you're good at it. It may not turn out good if it's not evaluated in a 360-degree way. Next, second point is don't let individual experiences affect you. We often tend to base our decisions on what other people's thoughts, experiences, and recommendations are, especially in the Indian setting. So if I had to give advice to the 17-year-old me, I would tell myself to never choose a course only because it's popular and would supposedly fetch a lot of money, or something would people would appreciate me for. So these three things, which I always tell you, that popularity, prestige, and payment cannot be the criteria for choosing a career as per me. I would also tell myself to never discard a career option that interests me only because someone else didn't get a job after doing that course. Maybe he didn't get a job, but probably I can. So when I have interested in that, let me do a holistic exploration. Let me understand the scope as well as my ability to succeed in the particular career. And also the reason why that other person didn't succeed. Maybe he didn't pursue the course properly, or there were some other factors that led him to not getting a job or an employment or to earn something after doing that course. So don't let individual experiences affect. It's very important to read, research, and talk to people, but make the final call yourself. So choosing a career should be based on your own inclinations of the vision that you have. Remember, you do the vision board. People sometimes unintentionally steer us away from our ideas and belief with our own opinions about a career. So listen to them carefully, but don't let anyone else's opinion be the basis for a decision. Read, research, and talk to people, but the final call, please make it yourself. Very important. Number 3, remove should from want. Students usually look at what they should be doing rather than what they want to do. When I saw people around me getting into professional courses, I wondered how they would react if I tell them I'm enthralled about a career in dance. So fearing the reaction, I didn't even try to make my point and did what I should be doing after commerce, that is CA. Somehow both the careers didn't end up working out for me, but I didn't even try to research, talk, or do something about what I wanted to do. This is the story of one of my students who shared it with me. I'm just reading it out to you in the first person. So be fearless and confident about what you want instead of worrying about others' opinion about the right thing that you'll be doing. You should be in this. Who defines this should? Is it your friends, parents, family members, or the society? So what do you want to do? Yeah, of course, that want should be calibrated by your inclinations, whether you have the ability, the interest, and the personality to do that particular thing. So a lot of people think in terms of should. I should be a banker. I should go to law school. Then the next one is don't persist with something you no longer love. So we often find ourselves in a situation where our choices and perceptions change over time and we no longer what we wanted to do earlier. Let's take an example. So Divya wanted to be a doctor when she was in class 8. She invested a lot of time and efforts in making her dream come true, both mentally and emotionally. During the mid of class 11, when she started studying PCB and also going for coaching for NEET, for the medical entrance examination, she realized she cannot handle the stretch of coaching and the school together. Also, the subjects she was studying, she was finding it overwhelming. Yet, she tried to stay calm and continue doing it because giving it up meant that all the time she invested was going to be wasted. So we believe that if you've invested a lot of time in the preparation of a particular career, then we can't leave it. So if I were to give you advice here, it will always be put in the hard work for what you started, but don't stop yourself from growing. So if you feel that you need to take a decision right now to change it, yes, I understand that you don't want to lose the time that you invested in, but think about the longer future that you're going to have. Is it going to be congruent with you or is it going to be comfortable for you to continue in that particular career for the rest of your life or for a very long period of time? So think about that particular option. Even though you must have spent 1, 2, 3 years in investing and learning about the particular career, but now if you strongly feel that I no longer love it, I don't want to do it, please do reconsider that. So don't stop yourself from growing. Of course, investment matters, but you've analyzed that you are in a situation you can't continue with, then take a break and introspect. So take guidance where required so that if you need at all to change your career path. The next point is say yes more often. So we are often so focused towards one path that we ignore things that come along our way. Opportunities are like good food on the table. You just have to grab them before someone else does. That one internship in the summer or that one chance in the drama club says yes to everything that excites you, even if it does not relate to your academics. There is so much to experiment and try that you would explore something new about yourself every day. And while you explore, not only will you discover a new you, but will also get you acquainted with hundreds of new avenues and careers. In fact, in terms of careers, test careers in summer breaks or holidays and save the time of realizing that you didn't like it later. How can you test that? By doing projects, internships, and so on. Finding the perfect career is one of the most fulfilling things, and if you're lucky, you will find it on the first try. So, to conclude, your career and your overall personality are going to play a huge part in defining you, and any perfection wouldn't come without trying it for some time, exploring it, what actually it means. So after listening to all these points, Sayam was now confident. He made a better study plan and gave more time to not just understanding the concepts, but also to practicing what he had just read. And with proper guidance, he was now able to focus more on the present rather than getting stressed about what happened in the past or what will happen in the future. So to quickly recap, the point that we discussed in the presentation, not everything you are at good can be a career, especially related to subject. If you like a particular subject, please evaluate whether you like the particular career also that you are going to decide based on the liking of the subject. For example, chartered accountancy and accountancy. You like accountancy, maybe chartered accountancy will be good for you, not good for you. Explore that roles and responsibilities that you need to do when you become a chartered accountant. Then don't let individual experiences affect you a lot. So there may be different factors that could have led the individual experience or the individual person to be successful or not successful. So do count in those factors. Dropping a year is not a sin and you can still be successful. There are various situations where you may need to drop a year. So it's perfectly fine, and I'll be decoding that in a different video about dropping a year. Now remove should from want, right? So decide what you want to do rather than what people expect you to do. Don't persist with something you no longer love. It's fine to change and grow yourself, and say yes more often to different opportunities that come and help you to explore in your career journey. So I have some questions for you now. Please answer these questions in the comment box. Like, do you fear missing out? What are you passionate about? And which stream are you planning to pick, or have you already picked, right? So let me know the answer of these questions in the comment box. So please let me know in the comment box which of these advices are you going to follow. So this was more or less how I wanted to share this with you, and hope you found them useful in finding the motivation in your own career. Please remember that your career is going to be an important factor because you're going to spend 40 years in this. So choose your priority well and define yourself the way you want. And since you are now in class 11-12, since you're watching this video, I'm assuming that this is a very good time that you have to plan your career ahead, make any required changes also in the stream and the subjects that you have, so that your career journey can be more fulfilling. Wish you all the best. And so if you like this video, I would suggest that you please subscribe to our channel and like this video. Also, you can share it to other students and parents who you think could be empowered and enlightened with the knowledge that was shared in this particular video. So I'll see you in another video soon. Thank you very much. All the best.